Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be continuing with pattern stitches. Today's stitch is called the crossed stitches, and it is a double crochet stitches worked in reverse order, so they actually crisscross over each other. Let's see if I can show you up here at the top. So you've got one crossing in front of the other, and they actually make like an X. So let's get started. To begin, we'll start with a slip knot. We'll just put our slip knot together. And I'm going to be using a 6.5 millimeter hook. You can use any size hook. The smaller the hook, the smaller and tighter your stitches will be. And for this pattern, you need to do a chain, which is a multiple of 3. So I'm going to do 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is how you just get your chain started. Grab your yarn and bring it through. And I'm going to do a chain of 30 for my multiple of 3. It's a good idea to make sure that it's an even number. Here we are. I've got 30 chains, which is my multiple of 3, and you want it to be an even number. So even though 21 is a multiple of 3, you don't want to do that. So an even number, so we've got 30. And I'm going to add 2 more chain stitches onto that, giving me a total of 32. So if you were going to do 60 chains, you would do your 60 and then add 2 more and have 62, and so on and so forth. So now we're going to be working with double crochets, and getting that first row is a little awkward. And we're going to be working on the back here in these loops back here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to skip the first 6 chains. So don't count the one that's on your hook. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to be working into number 7. So we're going to yarn over, go through that loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to do chain 1. And this is where it gets a little awkward, because we're actually going to back up. So we just worked here, and we're going to back up to the 4th chain from the hook. And the easiest way to figure out which one that is this one was number 7, and as you look here was 6, 5, and 4. So just count backwards. So 7, 6, 5, 4. Now we're going to yarn over, and instead of coming in through the front, we're actually going to bring our hook behind it and come in from behind. Come on through there, and then you just do your double crochet. Now on this one, we're not going to do a chain. You only do the chain on that first one for each X, because that's what you're doing. You're kind of making an X here where they crisscross in front of each other. Now we're going to skip 2. So there's 1, 2, and we're going to come and do a double crochet in this next one. And then chain 1. And then we're going to back up again. So this whole time you'll do 1 and then you'll back up. So you can see we've got those 2 that we skipped, So you're going to come back here to this first one that you skipped. Yarn over, and then coming in from behind it, go through that loop, grab your yarn, and then do your double crochet. And you can see how it starts to come together. And then we're going to just continue doing that. So here's where we worked our double crochet, and we're going to skip the next two, yarn over, and do your double crochet. Chain one, and then you're going to come back up to this one right here, to the first one that you skipped, yarn over, come in through the back, and go through the loop, and then do your double crochet. And that's it. You just keep doing that. So skip two, double crochet, chain one, and then go back to that first one that you skipped. Come in from behind and do your double crochet. Skip two, do your double crochet, chain one, come back to that first one that you skipped, come in from behind, and then do your double crochet. And while you're working, you want to make sure your chain here isn't getting twisted up. Make sure you're keeping those loops that you're working through pointing up, and then you'll skip two, double crochet, chain one, yarn over, come back to that first one that you skipped, come in through behind, grab your yarn, and do your double crochet. Skip two, double crochet, chain one, yarn over, and then come back to that first one that you skipped and do your double crochet. Skip two, double crochet, chain one, yarn over, and come back to that first one that you skipped. And whoops. And then do your double crochet. Once you get past this first row, it's not quite as awkward. So yarn over, and we're going to skip two, come into this one, chain one, and go back to that first one that you skipped. There we go. we're just going to do a double crochet into this last one. And there you go. That is your first row. And you can see how the ones going this way are always towards the front, and then the ones that were going this direction are always towards the back. So to turn, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work, and then you can see where you've got your crisscross here. So we're going to skip these first 2 double crochets. So there's 1. This was our second one up here. And we're going to go over to the top of the double crochet that's crossing in front. And we're going to double crochet and go right in through that stitch. You're not going down through here. You're going in through the stitch. So you're under those 2 loops. Do your double crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to come back. When you're looking on here, you're going to skip this one and come in through this one, which is at the top of this double crochet that's going this direction. And you're going to come in through from the back, and make sure you're going under both of those loops. So under both loops, and for me it's easier if I just hold it like this to bring it through. And then do your double crochet. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to skip 2, which will put us here at the top of this double crochet. And we're going to double crochet right in through there. Chain 1. And then we're going to come to this first one that we skipped here. So when you're looking at it, here's one that we worked through, and we're going to go through this one right here, and it's at the top of that double crochet. And we're going to come in through the back and then do our double crochet. And then we're going to find that double crochet that crosses in front, and we're going to work right into the top of that. And chain 1. Pull up some more yarn here. Yarn over. You find the top of this other double crochet. And as you're looking at it, you just did this one. You're going to skip this one that's in the middle. That was our chain 1. And we're going to go this next one. Come in through behind. And then do your double crochet. And we're going to find the top of that double crochet. Do our double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, and come to the top of this other one. And do your double crochet. And I'm going to go ahead and show you all the way to the end of this row. So yarn over. Here's our next double crochet. I'm going to go into the top of that stitch, chain 1, yarn over. I'm going to skip this one come in from behind and do your double crochet. And once you get going, you'll be able to see here's the top of one double crochet and here's the top of the other one of your X, and those are the two that you're working in. So you go to this first farthest one over here, chain one, and then coming in from behind, you're going to skip this one and come into this next one right here and do your double crochet. And then you'll just keep doing that until you've reached the end of your row. And I've got one last one here. And chain one, yarn over, back up to the top of this one, do your double crochet, and then here at the end of the row, so we've already worked through this one. Here at the end of the row, we're going to just do a double crochet. You can see here's the one we worked through. There's one right here, and then this one. So we're going to skip this first one and work into that second one. So yarn over, and then make sure you're going under both of those loops, and then do your double crochet. And that will provide you with your edge. Turn, you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work, and then you're going to just continue following those double crochets. And you can see you're not going to do anything with this one. And here's your crisscross here. And so the first one you're going to do will be here at the top of the one that's going in front. And do your double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, and then you're going to come back to the top of this double crochet that was crossed behind. Come in from the back and do your double crochet. And then you just keep going. Find your double crochet and come up here to the top. Do your double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, and then come back here. So you'll skip this one and come in through this one. And do your double crochet. And then we come here, we've got our next one here. Follow this up. Do your double crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to back up. So yarn over. You're not going to go through the one right next to it. You're going to go through the one before it. You're coming in from behind and do your double crochet. And that is how you do the crossed stitches. And once you get the hang of it, it gets a little less awkward. And you start to kind of figure out where exactly you need to put that hook. And you can kind of see you've got a little bit of a triangle effect here. So you're just going to go through this one over here, chain one, and then you'll go through this one over here, coming in through the back. And then you'll just do that same thing for all of your rows. And then when you get to the end of your row, you'll do your one double crochet by itself and then chain 4 to start your next row. So that was our last crossed. And then we're going to come down here. Here's where we worked through this one. And your chain's going to get a little twisted. But if you untwist it, you can see here's the one we worked in. We're going to skip this one and come down to this one. And make sure you just go under those 2 top loops and do your final double crochet. And then you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat the process. So you're going to ignore this one, and then you'll start over here at the top of that first double crochet that's crossing in the front. And then chain 1, yarn over, and you skip that middle one and work into the one that's at the top of that other double crochet. So you skip that middle one and come up through the one behind it or next to it and do your double crochet. And then you just keep doing that until you've reached the number of rows that you want. And I'll work up a few more rows and show you how it looks at the end. And And here we have, I've done a few rows. This is what it looks like when you put it all together. The crisscrossing here. And it looks the same on the both sides. And then it's a little bumpy for a texture. And there it is. That is your crossed stitches. Hope you all enjoyed my video, and I will see you all next time.